Now, if you want to square the face up, you have to be pretty daggone precise. In fact, if you open it just a few degrees one way or another, it can be wildly offline. And that happens with being connected and using your upper body and your core the right way. And I'm going to talk about exactly what I mean. So many people tell you, stay connected. What the heck does that even mean? Well, what it doesn't mean, if you're not connected, then you're not going to have the consistency, because your hands and arms can move this club so many different ways very easily. You have to get particularly your left shoulder, left armpit, and your right elbow working the correct way. And once I do that, then I'm rock solid through contact. Let me walk you through how to do that, so it's not just theory and ideas here. Let's talk about how you actually make this happen. So I have a little TheraBand here. These are a couple bucks. You can get them on Amazon. Doesn't matter the brand. Whatever you want to do with it is fine. But I'm going to wrap this sideways around the club. I'm going to pull it tight. And then from there, I'm going to wrap it around the face. This is the best way to get your left arm connected the way it's supposed to be in the golf swing. So I'm going to wrap it around really tight so it'll stay on the head. And then I'm just going to get a little bit of tension here and tuck it under my left armpit. Now I want a little bit of tension, so if I get unconnected, all of a sudden it flies out. I'm not going to let it come loose here, but if you basically take some tension off, it shoots out of your arm. So this will give you immediate feedback on if you're connected the right way. Now from there, I'm going to go to address, and I'm going to go to impact and feel that really nice and tight. Now you see the key here is, and I'll just hold this in my other hand, is using the left arm the right way. So if I take my left arm and put it in front of me, I can reach it out this way so I'm not rotating my body to reach that way. I'm keeping my chest still, and I'm sliding my scap across my shoulder. So basically, I'm sliding my shoulder, which is called protracting my shoulder. This will be retracting and protracting. I want it fully protracted in the golf swing. So basically, if I keep my chest, or another way to do it here that would be great, put your back against the wall, arm forward, and then reach your arm off the wall as far as you can. That's a long left arm, and that's exactly what you want to have. Then from there, in the golf swing, I'm going to turn into that. So my body's turning into my left arm, and now all of a sudden this just got really tight. Especially when I pull it down to the target, or pull it down to the golf ball, now that really got tight. So basically I'm almost turning the logo of my shirt into my armpit, and that just really gets cinched up there. Now, when you pull this and put it under your arm, you automatically do that. You automatically pull your chest into your armpit, or turn your chest in your armpit, because if I did the opposite of that, it would fly out. Okay, so this makes you do it without even having to know what you're doing. Now from there, I'm going to go ahead and go to my impact position, and you'll see how my right heel is coming off the ground a little bit. That helps me rotate in my left arm. You'll see how I have to stay in my posture. If I lose my posture, all of a sudden it gets difficult to reach it, and I'm going to tend to let a little tension out there. And then finally, my weight is going to be on my left side. So right heel up, rotate it into my left arm, weight's on my left side. Perfect impact position. Now from there, we're done with this drill training the left arm. Let's get that right arm rock solid too. Now from here, I almost want to imagine like you're going to give something a karate chop. So usually, chop this way. Imagine you're going to chop the back of the ball. So if I had this ball on the ground, I'm going to chop the ball this way, and look at my elbow, and the inside of my elbow really gets tucked. That's the exact feeling that you should have when you're coming in impact. So many people do the opposite of that, and they stand up and throw their right arm, and all of a sudden my palm would be this way versus tucked in that chopping motion, which would be very connected. So I'm rotating into my left arm, that gets the tight here, and I'm chopping into it. The whole inside of my forearm should feel like it's going toward the target there. So if I go to impact here and I just pause, that same thing, right heel up, body rotated into my left arm, really tight here. Right arm is connected, and it's almost chopping the inside of the golf ball toward the target. I just have to turn my hand to get it on the club now. That's the position that keeps your face square. That's where you should be at impact. Now you can start out from here, and this machine indoors doesn't do a great job of reading these really short ones. But I want to feel that position. Okay, I'm really connected there. Face is dead square as this is happening. I'm just going to hit a nice little easy shot. There we go, really connected in here. I feel really like my armpits are nice and tucked in, but my hands are nice and soft as I'm doing that. Now I'm going to start out with just little, what feel like 30 and 40 yard shots. I probably hit that one a lot farther. Yeah, that almost went 80 yards with a 9-iron. But then I'll gradually just go a little more and more, but it's right at impact. I'm not so worried about back here, or is my follow through, obviously my armpits are gonna come up. It's just right at impact. Everything is connected, hands are soft, and that's keeping that face nice and square as I'm going through there. So I'll go ahead and pick it up to a little bit fuller speed, and I really feel like I get in that position. So just ingrain this. Do this 10, 15, 20 times. Heel up, body turns into the left arm. This gets tight, elbow tucked in, and that's a rock solid position where the face is just gonna end up kind of taking care of itself if you do that correctly. There we go, another nice little draw there. And I feel like I could, once I get that overall pattern down, that I can swing over and over again. I'm gonna have that nice draw every single time. There we go, same thing. I feel really like my shoulders and my chest are doing most of the guiding of the face, and then the hands are just staying soft and going along for the ride. Let's give it one more try. There we go. 3 in a row, pretty good with the 9-iron there. Nice draw on each one. And again, this is the key. Almost like you're taking your hands, instead of the palms being down, and you're tucking your elbows in, putting your hands this way, and then that's the connection that you want to feel. That's going to keep everything solid through there, so you don't have to do it all with your hands and wrists to square it up. Your body's in a good position, and it's keeping the club face fairly square. Now, everything we talked about here today is virtually impossible unless we get one thing right, and we can't be standing up out of our posture. So as we start to turn into the left side of our body, we start to get everything nice and connected to our body. If we stand up, so if we stand up out of our posture, we won't even be able to reach the golf ball. We'll kind of have to throw and flip the club at the last second just to be able to reach it, and all the good work that we just did is going to fly out the window. One of the real keys there is to get the right spacing and to get your body in a position to where you can get those moves and still be able to hit the golf ball, especially with a bunch of shaft lean, and really hit it nice and solid. Ball first, then the divot and the ground contact after the ball every single time. Well, I have a great video that's going to show you exactly how to do that. I call it knuckle dragger, and it really pairs perfectly with what we did here today. You get all this connected, and then we just need to get this last little piece, the feeling of what your hands should be doing through this entire contact zone, and man, it makes it a heck of a lot easier to hit it really solid. So I'll play a preview of that video here in just 1 second. All you need to do is go ahead and click one of the cards that pop up here on your screen, or the link down below in the description. You'll get instant access to the knuckle dragger video. Let's go ahead and get started. I got an awesome video for you. This one is what I call knuckle dragger. This is one of the best ones, one of the big missing pieces to players that are struggling to get more lag. Now, let's talk about when you lose lag, what's happening. A lot of times what's happening is as you make your downswing, if we're looking from this down the line view, what happens is my hips go toward the golf ball, they start to slide forward. My chest moves back away from this golf ball, so I'm getting farther away from the golf ball, and then all of a sudden I cast, I flip, and I don't have a lot of lag there. Well, look how far my hands are away from the ground. Also notice when I get my hands closer to the ground, so as my hands get lower, then what happens is they also go forward more. So as I want to have more lag, when you feel like your knuckles are dragging the ground, then that club is naturally going to lag back behind, and then you're going to release that out in front. When your hands are far away from the ground, well, if I had all that lag, where would I be swinging? I'd be swinging a foot over top of the golf ball. So you have to kind of flip, release that lag early to just make contact with the golf ball at all. So having those knuckles feeling like they're scraping the ground is really going to be a big key. Now, another piece to this, again, when I talked about losing that posture, your hips go forward. You're going to want to feel like, as those hands scrape the ground, your knuckles drag the ground.